scholarships program that I'm working on, and I can say that in just a few words, anyone want more details, I'll do that later one-on-one, was my desire after working over 50 years in the healthcare system, looking at all kinds of problems, that I decided the best use of my time was to be focused on young people, Black and Hispanic boys in middle school, low-income communities, and those who are making F's and D's. Now, I picked that group because I see them as an endangered species. When you look at the data and see how many of them are expelled from school, end up in the criminal justice system, are making poor grades, are getting to all kinds of difficulties, drugs, this, that, and the other, they don't have a chance, and it's a shame. Those are our children of this nation. Everyone deserves a chance to do what they can. Among them are Einsteins and Martin Luther Kings and all kinds of people. But if they don't get a chance, we will never see the light of day. So I'm going to focus that way, and I'm going to inquire and urge all of you to join me and help focus on those children as well as the others. Now, those people who say to me, well, what about the girls? And I put my hands on my hips and say, this is a gift for the girls. More of the girls make it through, yes. You get it? You get it? They graduate from high school, some go and graduate from college, get good jobs, and look around. Who are they going to marry? Who are they going to have families with? And we know now, when people get together, they need to have compatibility and comparability to the extent possible to make the marriage work, because life in our society is difficult. So with all of that, I'm trying to give the girls a chance so they have options. I want to gravitate and add Native American boys, Asian, Indian, and others, because there's boys in all these groups who are in lower income families. Not all Asian people are smart and rich. We know that, right? Where's Julia? We know that. And she tells me that all the time. So we need to identify all of them because they all can make our country, our state, our county, our nation better. But we need to give them a chance to do it. So that's why I picked that group. And the last thing I'll say about them, looking at the data of those who are expelled from school, those who are on the free and reduced lunch. And in Howard County, we have 20 middle schools. Of the 20 middle schools, 9 of them have children on free and reduced lunch, up from 25% of the school up to 50% of the school. That's a lot of kids. And that signals parents who are marginal in terms of income and opportunity. So that's why I'm focusing on that group. And this is in, quote, the wealthy county where everything is supposed to be peaches and daisy. But the point is, we have to work in every community to make sure all of the kids have as best a chance as they can get. And if we do it well in Howard County, we can be a model in other places, right? Chairman Calvin Ball, he's our lead. So I'm going to stop with that and now turn to some people who've come to say a few words. And I think I will start with Chairman Ball, Chairman Calvin Ball.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I often, now that I'm in my last term on the council, think back to the beginning. And I remember when I became a councilman in spring of 2006, it was very surreal. And remember, this was 2006, so this was pre-President Obama. And I went to a school that Dr. Hussein was just talking about that had high free and reduced meal. And I was walking through, just checking things out. And he looked up and he said, "Hello, Councilman Ball." I said, "Hello." He held out his hand and I shook it. And he fell back about a foot. And I heard him tell his friends, "I just shook Councilman Ball's hand." And at that moment, it became real. It became real to me because I knew now that little boy is going to think, maybe I can be a councilman one day. Maybe there are certain things that I can do that might not have been open to me. And it's that opportunity that is critical and key to everything that we do or should do each and every day. And when I think about the values of Howard County, I think about my dear friend. And so it's so funny. I whispered, "It's Carlessia," right? Because I'm so used to just calling her Dr. Hussein. You know, where I'm from, we don't call people by their first name. But I tell you what, having someone who represents and gives those opportunities to folks who might not have them. In my other life, I'm an educator, and I work at Baltimore City Community College, and I work with some students who might not have an opportunity. And there are so few people who are focused on those who are getting D's and F's. There's so many who want to just toss them to the side. And to have a program that isn't doing that is phenomenal. Now, we also share something special. Today is her birthday and tomorrow is mine.
Good people,
Now, a month ago, my wife said, take off the whole weekend. And I said, all right, I'm going to work a couple hours during the day, and then I'm going to be home in the evening. And when I saw this, I said, baby, there's someplace I have to be because it's just that important. So I want to take a moment, if you allow me, to read an honorary resolution. And it reads, whereas Dr. Carlessia Hussein dedicated over 50 of her first 80 years to public health service and now dedicates her time and efforts to removing barriers and to academic opportunities through scholarships. And whereas this special gathering, and it is special, I mean, to see so many of our friends and neighbors, I felt like it was a bit of a family reunion when I was coming in here.
Special people.
This special gathering is not only to honor an extraordinary 80-year milestone, but also to raise funds for the Carlessia Hussein Minority Scholarship Fund at the Community Foundation of Howard County, a fund established in 2014 to enable young African American and Latino males in underserved communities in Howard County to experience enrichment opportunities that will enhance their future as adults and successful citizens. And whereas, in her early career, Carlessia advised faculty on minority student issues, promoted cross-cultural sensitivity and exchange among students and faculty, and developed programs to increase the successful enrollment of minority students into public health training programs, which all contributed to her earning the University of Maryland School of Public Health's highest honor in 2014, the Dean's Medal for exceptional contributions to achieving a better state of health.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's why you got friends. Now therefore be it resolved on this first day of September 2016 that the County Council of Howard County, Maryland celebrates the birth of Carlessia Hussein, her life, love, generosity, and passion for education, and congratulates her on her 80th birthday and wishes her many, many more to come. We love you.
His friend and sister, other than my real sister, and that is Senator Shirley Nathan Pulliam. So I'm not sure, Dwayne, are you her son? He's going to come up.
Yes, I am. That's right. First of all, before we get started, I just want to remind you, age is just a number. And for all you guys in here that are checking out Dr. Hussein, I claimed her first. Okay? Just want to be clear about it. That's my girl right there. All right. But again, on behalf of my mom, Senator Nathan Pulliam, who has had back surgery, and if any of you know her, you would have to know that she is definitely not feeling well to not have walked in this room. She had a little setback yesterday, so keep her in your prayers that she will continue to be on the path to recovery, because as you know, she's a hard-working lady and the session is right around the corner, so we're hoping for her to be back real soon. But enough about that. First of all, this is our family. We love you, Dr. Hussein. You know that.
My family, true.
That's right. We love you from the bottom of our heart. My nephew's out here, loves you too.
Oh, yes, he's my special.
That's right, that's right. So for us, it is an honor for us to be here on your 80th birthday today, though we still don't believe it. As Councilman said, you need to show some ID because it doesn't make sense to us. But we'll take it the way it is. You look beautiful, girl. All right? We really appreciate you. But we also want to talk a little bit about the work that you're now continuing. We know you have retired. And the first chapter, you did an incredible job, and the job that you did, instead of sitting still and angry. Remember, as my grandfather always said, he says, you don't retire, you continue to work. The Bible continues to support it and says we're known by our works. We're not known by our retirement. So again, you will continue to do the work you've always done, okay? So again, we're very proud of the venture that you've taken upon yourself to come up with a foundation scholarship fund to help young men. We know that it's funny that I will be here. I've had 2 other meetings this week with folks who are trying to reach out to that 14 and older age group to try to catch them before they go the wrong direction. So you to be commended of the work you've already started. And I'm sure, knowing you, the work you're going to do is going to be amazing. And we thank you in advance for that work.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, there is an honorary resolution. You want to say anything before I read it?
Well, I just want you to know that your girl, my mother, you know, it's killing her that she's not here. She was actually trying to direct everything while we're driving. You know, you understand that she's already planning how many people are here, what should be going on. I'm like, Mom, relax. Everything will be okay. So just know that she is totally upset that she is not here, but she knows that we love you and we wouldn't miss it. So we love you. Thank you. Thank you for being in our life. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Let me share one personal thing. I care and love her so much that I was on the phone with her this
I know,
morning
she
in
told me.
tears.
We heard about you.
We heard about you.
We heard.
Yes, we know. And that's just unconditional love. And she knows it and we know it. And that's why we're here, because we love you.
There ain't many people that can ride in the car with my mama. You're one of the best, Doc. All right. So, honorary resolution from the Senate of Maryland. Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Dr. Carlessia Hussein, RN, PhD, in recognition of your 80th birthday. May you enjoy many more healthy and happy years to come. Congratulations on the Hussein Minority Scholarship Fund. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this first day of September, your birthday, 2016. President Senate Mike Miller, Senator Shirley Nathan Pulliam sponsor.
Terry Hill, I saw her somewhere. Is she there? She's making her way. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you. Thank you.
We'll do a Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations. I am here to represent the Howard County Foundation. We are also proud of you. We're proud of the service that you have provided for not just Howard County, but for all of Maryland. And we're so pleased to see what you're now about to do with this next phase of your life. And I also want to introduce Deanna Neal, who is here representing
Yes.
Senator Gagazzoni and all of District 13. This resolution which I'm about to present is on behalf of, as I said, the entire population, District 9, District 12, and District 13. It's a privilege to do that. I don't want to say much because Councilman Ball, Chairman Ball, said a lot. But a couple of things did come up. First of all, 80 is just a wonderful age. Right.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, Moses lived 120 years. The last 40 were doing his most important service. The 40 before that was his weekend. And the 40 before that was what got him into exile. A lot of people don't realize that. But someone once heard talk about why it wasn't that they waited so long. My God, waited so long before he called Moses to service. And his answer was because Moses wasn't president. Moses was here. So God can call you at any time. And I think it's a wonderful thing, and I want to celebrate the blessings that God is not only calling you, having used you at these previous 2/3 of the sort of prognosticating. But that he continues to use you, and that you're listening and saying yes. And giving that yes. And so let me just read these. That's beautiful. So from the Maryland General Assembly, official citation. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Dr. Carlessia Hussein in recognition of her 80th birthday celebration benefiting the Carlessia Hussein Minority Scholarship Fund that enables young Black and Hispanic males from underserved communities in Howard County to experience enrichment opportunities. Presented on this first day of September 2016 on behalf of the Howard County delegation, Senator Gagazzoni, Senate Chair, Delegate Vanessa D. Atterbury, House Chair, Senator Gail Bates, Senator Edward Casemeyer, Delegate Eric Eversole, Delegate Robert Flanagan, Delegate Terry Hill, Delegate Trent Kittleman, Delegate Clarence Lamb, Delegate Warren Miller, Delegate Shane Pendergrass, and Delegate Frank. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I know Delegate Hills said a lot of wonderful things and presented our proclamation, just a little bit of recognition for all the work that you've done here in our community. As all of you know, she's been doing amazing work for the Maryland Department of Health and Mental Hygiene as the director of the Office of Minority Health, and a very important office to many of us here in the state when it comes to some of the challenges that our minority community faces when it looks at diversity and disparities with health outcomes. And so she's been doing a lot of great things, and this is a little way for all of us here and a tremendous community of supporters to help contribute back to some of the causes that are so important to her. So it's really a pleasure to be here to help support Carlessia. She's done so much been a great supporter of mine, and again, it's something that all of us here as a community are really pleased to be able to help support you and everything that you're doing, not only now, but in the future. And you might have heard she's the new chair of the Howard County Board of Health as well. Another great opportunity for her to make an impact here locally in the county, and I'm sure she will. So looking forward to many great things yet to come. I know it's 80th birthday celebration. Happy birthday, but I'm sure there'll be many more to come and many great successes yet to be seen. So.
But I didn't know how to put it together. And that is the president and the CEO, Beverly White Seals of the Community Foundation of Howard County. And Beverly, are you still with us?
I'm right
Oh, I'm
here.
looking into the back. I should have had her come up second because she knows all of it and has laid the foundation. Thank you, Beverly.
I am so honored to be here, and Carlessia is now a dear friend and sister to me. I joined the foundation about 4 years ago and learned that community foundations are designed to help donors reach their philanthropic goals and to be the bridge between what a community needs and what a community has to give. And I'm going to tell just a very short story that I think is apropos for this and kind of builds upon what others have said. I'm a lawyer by training. I worked for 20 years in the Rouse Company, practicing law, and about 1992, the Rouse Company received a call from the U.S. State Department. And the State Department said there's a delegation which has been sent from South Africa by Nelson Mandela because they wanted to see communities in America where they had transitioned from segregation or apartheid, which is what we had, to integration. And the U.S. State Department in 1992 said the first place you need to go is Columbia, Maryland. And the first people to talk to are people at the Rouse Company. So I was asked to host this delegation. And I took them on a ride on a bus, all the places you take people who come to Columbia, the lakes, the parks, the top lots, all Humphrey Green. And one woman on the bus, I drove by, and you have to remember the name, Columbia Interfaith Housing, for those of you who might remember that, which was low-income housing on Twin Rivers Road, right by Wild Lake High School. And I said, James Rouse's vision was not just to have a community with rich white people and rich black people and rich Asian people. It was supposed to be a real city, a real community with socioeconomic diversity. And therefore he had low-income housing to accommodate people who were also going to be living in that community. And one woman jumped up on the bus and said, back the bus up, because I missed the low-income housing. Number one, we're not backing up a bus. But you didn't miss it. The bus is right in front of the low-income housing. And her response was, behind the begonias. And that is truly a metaphor for Howard County. We have poverty, we have homelessness, we have children who are sleeping in cars. We have all of the ailments that afflict any other community, but ours are hidden behind begonias. Carlessia saw behind the begonias, and she is making a valiant effort to do what I could probably say virtually no scholarship donor in the portfolio of the Community Foundation has done. The vast majority of donors, bless them, set up scholarships to honor a family member, their own family, a birthday, a deceased loved one, and 99.9% of those scholarships go to kids with 4.22 grade point average. They have saved Somalia. They have helped all the homeless of the world. And that's wonderful. They've worked very hard. But what I didn't see was a scholarship that was going to help those children whose parents may work 2 jobs, who don't have the time, the energy, or the educational background to help support those children. Carlessia had that vision. That is unique. And so to my new sister, my new friend, the newest donor we have in our portfolio of scholarships, I really want to give honor and congratulations and happy birthday to to the lady behind the balloons. True story.
Okay, I would like to turn now to Dr. Marty Wasserman, and he is former Secretary of Health here in the state of Maryland. He is the Secretary of Health that brought me into the state health department many years ago. He took a chance on me, and I thank you then, and I thank you now. Dr. Wasserman.
Thank you, thank you. Just amazing group of people who've spoken about Carlessia. I am about to modestly take credit for bringing her here. I don't know whether you knew Senator Nathan Pulliam beforehand.
I did not.
So that's another.
We
There are a lot of people in this
after you
room,
brought me here.
after you congratulate Carlessia, congratulate me and the foresight to bring her here. Dr. Benjamin and I were in the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene 20 years ago. Carlessia had worked for Georges at the Department of Health in Washington, D.C., and I knew of her then, and we recruited her away and brought her to the state of Maryland. Subsequently, she outlasted both of us, and she probably will continue to outlast both of us through her, I understand, a fitness buff as well as everything else that she tried, and took over the cigarette restitution program for the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, and then what was probably the love of her life professionally, took over as Minority Health Director for the state of Maryland. And you can see from everything that everybody said just how much energy she brought to that position and how it carried over into her private life beyond her retirement. So mentioning her professional life, her private life then brought her into not only forming these scholarships in Howard County, but I also believe you have a similar kind of program in Baltimore City as well. So Carlessia puts her money and walks the talk and has done amazing things and will continue to do amazing things. So I was trying to think of something that I might say that would reflect a biblical spirit here. And that took a long time for me as I was leafing through my Bible and trying to come up with what I thought reflected the thoughts that Carlessia had and what in the programs that she had, she's developed. And I did come up with one, and I will then give you my rabbinical interpretation. It's Psalms 1, verse 1 through 3. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners. His delight is in the law of the Lord, in which he meditates day and night. And he will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, and will bring forth fruit in its season. His leaf shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. So, in my mind, what Carlessia has done is taken individual young men of color who have difficulties in their lives, who are not successful at present time, and in order to keep them and encourage them to walk the right paths, she offers them opportunities of education, an opportunity to improve themselves, and also guidance and counsel to remain on that path. And by remaining on that path, these young people have the opportunity to flourish and grow and become productive citizens later on. Barbara and I take that same notion quite seriously. And we've set up scholarship for inner city children in Baltimore who have musical talents. And we provide scholarships for them at the Peabody Conservatory, thinking, as does Carlessia, that by offering opportunities to talented individuals who might not otherwise gain these opportunities, we can keep them on the straight, narrow path and allow them to reach their potential. So I am so glad that 2.5 decades ago, we brought you here to Maryland and take credit for all of the things in our county, for what the delegation said, for what the council said, for what the Senate said.
That's Dr. Worsley.
And I also have to tell, I know Senator Nathan Pulliam. And I know that she is here, one, and would not miss this for the world. And so, Carlessia, thank you so much, and like everybody else, you ain't got good news.
Oh, very importantly, let me just mention that Senator Ben Cardin sent a letter of acknowledgement of the work done here and this project. Congressman Elijah Cummings sent a nice letter in a similar way. Delegate Frank Turner sent his blessings. And with that, I want to turn now to a very important person in the community doing similar work, whom I am modeling after, and that's Ms. Bessie Bourdonnais, Director of the NAACP Youth Group. And I should say, I saved the best for last. Now, I don't know if
I am Bessie Bourdonnais. I am the former youth advisor for the Howard County NAACP Council. And if you know, we are the #1 youth council in the state of Maryland. A couple of years ago, we were actually the #1 youth council in the entire nation. So we are very, very proud of our youth council members. We do have with us today our current youth advisor, Mr. Yada Markinson. We give him back. Advisor for over 20 years in Howard County. I've seen a lot of young people come through our youth council. I have with me our current youth council secretary, Ms. De'Ara Graves. I met Dr. Hussein maybe a couple of years ago, and I was so proud to learn about the program. And I thought this was actually a wonderful event that was playing today. I remember back one of my mentors, that was Dr. Benjamin Brooks, who was former commissioner of the FCC and who also was the president of the NAACP. And he said, whenever you are asked to speak for a group, there are 3 things you must do. I want people to have you know that. You must stand up, you must speak up, and then you should shut up. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. Dr. Hussein's program, Minorities for Young Males, is an outstanding program because this is a young group of people that actually are misunderstood, and they also don't look at them as being very positive a lot of times because of their growing behavior and because of their young people. This young group of people need nurturing and they need our support as well as our encouragement in order to help them make good decisions as they move forward in life. It's important that we work and try to help them become good citizens in our county. The Howard County NAACP has only had about 5 or 6 young men serve as their president in the last 20-25 years. Our last youth council member, our youth president, was a young man who had very little confidence in himself. He thought he would not be the president. Now we asked him, please take this chance. And he did. He became the president of the youth council in the year 2014. And he did a wonderful job, and we were very, very proud of him. And the reason was because the youth council members stood behind him and provided him all of the encouragement that he needed, and just said, hey, you can do it. Run, run, and he did just that. I have with me, as I said, De'Ara, and she's just going to share a few remarks also with you. One that I'm going to say to you is thank you so much for really looking forward to working.
oh yes, we'll be there. And thank you.
Hello, my name is De'Ara Graves. I am currently a senior at Seton Keogh High School in Baltimore, but I grew up in the Howard County public school system up until the 8th grade. I just want to say thank you for having us, and also thank you for what you're doing at Philanthropist. Although the scholarship wouldn't be something that I would go out for, I do have brothers and other male family members because it is really, really important. And you know, I actually serve more as a model for like my older siblings and of course my younger one. But it's actually surprising because my older sibling, I'm supposed to look up to him, but he actually looks up to me because there's just, and not to say that there's anything bad about men, but just something.
Now be careful.
Just something about like the development of boys. They just come along a little slower sometimes. So.
She's speaking truth to power. Listen.
We've been talking about it, and I just want to kind of give you all the perspective from a student, from a youth standpoint. It's actually kind of difficult for me to talk about this, but when I was in kindergarten, there was a boy named Adam, and he, you know, I see him now, and he's not really doing what he's supposed to be doing, you know, and I don't really see that like a result of his actions because when I was in kindergarten growing up and we were in classes together, you know, people would just kind of like fail to understand him and ask what's wrong. And what they would do is just judge. They wouldn't really reach out and try to help him. So now it's kind of like he's stuck in this cycle where he's just doing things that he's not supposed to be doing. I really don't know what he's up to now, but I just know that he could have been somewhere better. But also another experience that I kind of want to share to wrap this up. But education is a huge part of this. My mom had to force me into GT classes. We have a really good school system here in Howard County. That's actually why I moved here. But when I got up into middle school, it became like a struggle. My mom wanted me to be in those higher level learning classes, and she had to kind of force me in there because in the GT community, it's like a set number of students, and they've always kind of been together, like they're like a pack. So my mom kind of shoved me in there, and if it was not for that shove, I would not be performing as well as I am in school. I wouldn't have had the chances and opportunities. So I also think that's another thing. We kind of underestimate some of the students because there were plenty of people other than myself that could have been, testing well in those GT classes. But that's just what I wanted to share.
Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge my artist friend, Jack French, who offered the painting, so maybe you'll talk to him somewhere. Jack, raise your hand so people can see you. He's just done a very good job in putting those up. And the team, again, at the desk, I think I've called everyone's name. They're all there. Oh, Lil, where are you? She's hiding. She's my local friend. She's connected with everything and everybody. She's helped introduce me, and she's here helping acknowledge and bring people in. So together we're getting out the vote. This is not political. We want everybody to vote. We won't say for whom, but please vote. All right. I think I brought everything to a close. Unless somebody, Day, come over and give me a little. I have my web person. Love you. Oh, I need a picture with that.